Thank y'all for tuning in with another episode of Locked In with Larry. That's your boy Carlton, and
My name is Larry Williams.
today we got an interesting topic. Today we got, what prison actually is,
Versus
what it really is,
what people think. What people think
it is. Yeah. So I'm gonna start it off with I honestly I think to me, as a regular civilian, I feel like prison is a lot of stuff that you see on media. People getting raped, people getting stabbed, extra violent. Very unsafe.
They think it's ours.
Huh?
They think it's ours.
Would you?
I
Oh
don't know
yeah.
who wrote that. I don't know who wrote that script,
Yeah.
but it was completely false. 100%.
Yeah, I feel like it's just like they make it seem like it's just the worst place on earth. So I mean, if you could just go into a little detail on what it actually really is to actually live that life.
What prison really is, it's a community inside a community. And if you ever worked at Nottoway, or if you ever, was an inmate at Nottoway, I actually painted that on the mural in front of medical at Nottoway. And the reason why I say it's a community in front of community, community inside a community, is because the same things that people do in the streets. You got to think about this. If you was living your life a certain way, and certain things that you like to do on the streets, imagine you go to that show Naked and Afraid.
Mm-hmm.
You got to figure out how you gonna spend your days. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But instead of being on the show Naked and Afraid, goddamn it, you in prison. You know what I'm saying? So you got to figure out how you gonna
live your life, basically.
Yeah, how you gonna eat, how you gonna entertain yourself.
But it's got to be way more dangerous in prison than the outside world, though.
I mean, you have the most dangerous thing about prison is, like I told you, they can't really break the fights up. So you just got to figure out how to navigate around the bullshit. Like, I got to think for other people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I know that, okay, every Friday we got this dude down here, because on the streets, like I told you, it's community inside a community. On the streets, this dude used to get drunk every single Friday, every single Saturday. You know what I'm saying? So, and go to the club and act crazy and probably want to fight people and probably shoot at people. That's probably why he locked up. So if he locked up on Friday and Saturday, if somebody made some wine in the pod, guess what he gonna do?
Same.
He gonna go get the wine, get drunk, and go be trying to fight people in the pod. The same stuff he was doing on the streets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But people try to do it in here. I mean, they definitely gonna do it in here because that's the shit. That's stuff that, excuse my language, that's stuff that they like doing. And I'm gonna tell you the biggest myth.
We got to keep the language. Shout out to Grandma.
I know, right?
Shout out to Grandma be watching, so we got to
Miss Wells, she said it's Avon. Look it up. She got the Avon jumping. What? Shout out. Yes. So look, the biggest myth though that I hate, I really hate this. Everybody in prison, they think that they think if you was in prison, you're gay.
Mm-hmm.
I really hate that. Because everybody that's in prison was not.
Yeah, I heard that before, but I don't know, man. It kind of makes sense because it feel like a lot of people. It's a lot of dudes in there, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to get tired of that after a while, like.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Okay.
I'm tired of dudes.
Okay.
Like being around dudes. Period. Like I just like to, but it's like this. In prison, right? I never talked to the gay dudes like that because I didn't even want people to see me talking to a gay person because I don't want to think that like I'm trying to holler at this dude or something. No, because if I don't get down like that, I don't want people to perceive anything I do as being that way. Yeah. Even though I'm cool with y'all, like, y'all cool over there, I'm cool over here, I ain't gonna start nothing with y'all, then, don't start. But I feel like this, if you are a preacher, a preacher can have members in the church that's strippers, but you're not gonna see a preacher in the strip club.
So do you feel like the people that are homosexual in prison, are already homosexual on the street. They're coming there already.
It was a community inside a community.
Okay, so it's not like they go to prison and automatically.
Okay. No, when I'm gonna tell you this, because it's like this. Me, I was locked up most of my life. Mm-hmm. I never had a gay experience. Period. Never thought of it. You know what my girlfriend was? Palmacino. I ain't had an officer. You know what I'm saying? That I was able to get. Because you got to think about this. If an officer do go, and what I mean by go is she, down to try to have sex with somebody that's an inmate, right? Mm-hmm. You got to think about this. It's like 150 people in your pod. And this chick is probably working a building that has 4 pods. Mm-hmm. If she talked to a person too long, this dude gonna be like, oh man, I got her. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't talked to a female in so long. Mm-hmm. It's like, say you can drink a cup of water right now. A cup of water is so average to you. Mm-hmm. But if you ain't had a cup of water in 2 weeks and you drink that cup of water, that water gonna be the best cup of water you ever had. So they getting conversation from a chick that they probably I'm gonna tell you, yes, probably wouldn't talk to, but word probably done got around the pod and she didn't let somebody smash. So you got to think about this. It's so many dudes at her. The chances you getting her, you really got to be like 1 in a million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because everybody's shooting their shot.
Yes, every chance. It's so. I mean, I was stuck with had to masturbate. I had excuse me for saying it, but hey, people do that on the streets too. Yeah. Community beside community.
Some people stuck out here in the real life with that.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna be real with you. I won't tripping. Yeah. I won't tripping. Hey, it is what it is. But it's just the movie so Friday After Next. That was so. I'm like, people think that people are Damien out there. Ain't nobody doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was doing that in the streets. People that do that now, they probably was on the streets doing it on the low. Yeah. And they just getting around there. And then, you can't hide now because everybody see what you're doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
True. But it's like, do you think, so there has to be like another difference other than, being locked up, like behind closed, bars. There has to be another, I feel like, I don't know, I could be ignorant. I know you're saying this community, the same stuff that you can do on the outside, you can do on the inside. Mm-hmm. But there has to be, I guess it's freedom. But even in the real world, we don't really, you kind of in the prison in real world too, because you a prisoner of other things. You got bills out here, you got responsibilities, you got mortgage, you got rent.
The whole thing, the thing is this, time. Everything is constructed around time. That's what prison is why it's built. The reason why prison is built is because if someone does wrong, they're not trying to kill you. Mm-hmm. But they have to punish you for your crime. And they feel like the most humane way to punish you is by taking something away from you that you'll never be able to get back. And that's time. That's why when you go to a job, they pay you an hour. They paying you for your time because certain jobs cost certain amount of money to do for a certain amount of hours. Everything is constructed around time because they know that that's something I can never get back.
It's the most valuable resource.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So you got to think about this.
But you know what I noticed too? I noticed in prison, people that go to prison for a long time, I feel like even with you you look a lot younger than somebody your age that's been out here. It's like I feel like prison kind of preserves you a little better or something. I don't know. Did you feel what I mean though?
I know exactly what
you mean. You did the push-ups today like there was nothing.
Because I'm gonna be real with you. Uh-huh. I'm cut up like I don't know what, but I've been working out for a long time. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be real with you, right? When I first started working out, I really, really, really didn't get to see muscle fitness type magazine results until when I hit my 5-year mark. Now, I'm gonna tell you in the first year working out though, oh my God, I kept wanting to do my max on the bench because I didn't realize, and nobody tells you this, but you're never gonna get the results that you got within that first year ever again, because your growth and your, like, especially the way your power goes up, like your power, and then it's just like you're gonna always, after each workout, you're gonna be trying to chase the feeling that you used to chase.
Yeah, it's the newbie gains. The newbie gains, you just put on like 10 pounds of muscle.
And then your newbie burn.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, because you always chasing the burn.
Exactly. It's something new. After like the first year, second year, it becomes like, and then this is a lifestyle now.
Exactly. But the funny part about it is when the first person started working out, you all sore and you hating it. But you know what I'm saying? And but the thing is,
but then after a while, you can't live without it.
Exactly.
But going back to like preserving. What is that? Why is that a thing?
I'm gonna break it down. And the reason why is because, okay, stress. In working. And the reason why I say, like I told you, on the streets, you getting time taken away from you as well. And that's when you work a job. You're getting paid for it. Now, you're not getting paid for them taking away your time in there. Now, unless you hustling while you're in there. But on the streets, people are spending more time at their job than they're spending at home with their family. And over time, that beats you down. Like, because you got to think about this. You're going without sleep. You're going without eating sometimes. You're not being able to take care of yourself like a person that's have free time all day. He's just trying to figure out what he's doing with his time. And he might just want to work out all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? So, your person ain't got that time on the streets, because for what you got to do, you got to pay bills. He not going to lose he not going to get evicted because he in prison. He wish he could get evicted. He can't get evicted until his release date. Now, out here though, don't pay your bills. Don't go to work. You're gonna start losing stuff. And that's the reason why people get preserved. Because on the streets, a lot of and this crazy thing, the stats say that 90% of the people are living from paycheck to paycheck. So that means that you constantly stressing on, could this be the chance that I'm gonna lose everything? You're not dealing with that in there.
Because we're all like, most people are one major event away from being like homeless. Yes,
and one major event away from being rich.
That too.
It's like you straddling on the fence, and there, people don't realize stress is the #1 killer.
And I also feel like that's a good point too. But I feel like in prison, you have a lot of opportunities to think about your future than you do on the streets.
Yes.
Because we're on the streets, 90% of people are worried about paycheck to paycheck. You don't got time to even or resources to put towards your future or making a better opportunity for yourself.
I'm gonna tell you a mean piece, yo. It's something, and I really didn't realize this, right? Until when I was in prison, and I was thinking about free time on the streets. And then it was a verse that Cameron said. He said, I forgot exactly what he said before that, but he said he got time to write. A lot of people don't have time to plan out their stuff. So because they always trying to figure out, all right, what their next move gonna be, what their next play gonna be, what's the next job gonna be, you know? So it's like, and then you got to deal with, when you leave your job, you got to deal with your girl, family. How much free time you got to plan out your life?
Unless you make it.
Yes.
You gotta, honestly, you have to be, if you're stuck in a rat race in real life, man, you gotta be damn near obsessed. And almost ready to die for it, because once you realize the time, I think the two most important elements in life are time and your brain. Because time is one resource that if you use it wisely, you can achieve anything that you want. Even if you are working a 9 to 5 and you're stuck in the rat race, how much time are you sleeping? How much time are you watching TV? How much are you playing video games? how much are you watching the Cowboys play?
I'm gonna tell you this. You ever watch Shark Tank?
Yeah.
How often you see people on Shark Tank say that I had to quit my job because I was starting my business. I couldn't understand that at first because I used to be locked up.
Mm-hmm.
I got all this free time. And I'm trying to find stuff to do with my time. And I see people walking around, they can't even figure out what to do with their time. They just, because they're careless with their time because they have so much monotony.
Mm-hmm.
The same day going over and over and over and over. Not having to worry about bills, not having to worry about this, not having to worry about this. They worrying about stuff on the streets, stuff that they don't need to be worried about, that they can't control.
Right.
They should just need to be enjoying their life and chilling. And with the, until when they go to this rat race again. But the thing is this, when you working and working and working and working and working and working, how can you have time to take care of a business? Because you're taking care of somebody else's business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A startup is pretty much 24 hours a day.
I mean, what you can do is, like I said, while your brain is the second most powerful resource, is because if you start fueling yourself with knowledge every day, it can. I feel like wealth does not necessarily start in your pockets.
It does not.
It starts in your mindset. Once you get your mindset right and you understand that money is a tool, you find ways to use that, to use the resources, time, money, to put those into situations where you are able to win. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. I got a
Even
question.
slowly, yeah.
Are you familiar with the story of the rich man asking Jesus, how can he get into heaven?
I'm somewhat familiar, but you can break it down though.
Oh man.
Break it down.
The rich man asked Jesus, what can he do to get into heaven, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus said, give away all your stuff. Give away all your riches, all your fortune to the poor, and you'll be able to get into heaven.
Mm.
He walked away crying. Why do you think he walked away?
Because he didn't want to give away his riches.
See, I'm going to break it down to you. They say it's hard for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of heaven as it is for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle.
Mm-hmm.
But he said it's not hard. I mean, he said it's hard, but it's not impossible. Because right there later, they said, with God, all things are possible. So I used to think that a rich person couldn't get into heaven. But now I understand this person, he was too attached to what he had.
Mm-hmm.
Because he probably inherited it.
Mm-hmm.
You just said knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
If you got knowledge of making $1 million, that means that you know how to do it.
Yeah.
This person had all this money, but he didn't have the knowledge of how to get it.
Exactly. If you look at making $1 million by the reason for you making $1 million is because you want to tithe $100,000. That is a different viewpoint, because you want to give more to the kingdom of God, which is $100,000 would be 10% of $1 million.
But see,
if you break it down like that, it's different.
It is right.
Yeah.
But I want you to hold on to this real quick.
Mm-hmm.
If you know how to make this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you care about getting in the way?
No.
Because why?
Because I can make one.
Make another one.
Mm-hmm.
But if this was the only pen you ever had in the world at this moment in time, and you needed it, would you be willing to give it away?
No.
Because why? You can't make another one.
Exactly.
That's the reason why the rich man walked away, because he couldn't make another one. That's the thing with your knowledge, right? Mm-hmm. You'll be able to make another one, so you can give it away.
Exactly. That's real. Hey, I think this is a good episode, y'all. I think we're gonna leave y'all with that one right there. That's a lot to think about. You know what I'm saying? Hey, thank y'all for tuning in. We're locked in with Larry. Y'all have a good one.
Yes, sir.